Would you show this to the defendant, please?
Thank you, sir.
Can I see that paper?
Yeah, sure.
This is Andy, the mechanic. I'm just trying to find out where the bus was towed from. So right here.
Highway 87.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now I have the towing fee. Did Mr. Feltus pay for your airfare to get to...
Yes, he did.
To get to where you picked up the bus?
Yes,
the
ma'am.
answer is yes. And he paid for your lodging? The answer is
One
yes.
night. I stayed on the bus.
He paid for your lodging the night you arrived?
Yes.
Did he make any other payments, not for taking the bus, did he make any other payments to you?
Well, he gave me a credit card, which had a balance of about $1,500 that I used for mostly gasoline and some of the parts for the numerous repairs I had to make.
Did you call him each time you had to make repairs?
I did up until a point when when I broke down on a Friday afternoon in Denver and was stuck in the middle of an intersection. I was made aware of the fact that Mr. Feltus suffered from a certain amount of anxiety and that he was entering into a $10,000 buy-in poker tournament and would not be available to talk anymore.
So he did, in fact, pay for your expenses when you were on the road and the airfare to get there.
Yes.
And the lodging that you had for the first night that you
Yes.
were there before you left on the
That's
trip.
correct.
So this was the bill that you had. Your court, sir.
Okay. So
he's not getting paid for the trip because he didn't do the job.
Right.
But
You know,
he expended.
Sorry.
But he expended $2,032 in towing. That seems like an awful lot for towing, $2,000. But it's a bus. How big is the bus?
And even if it was
picture
20,000, I think the biggest issue that I, of course, didn't find out until 2 months later that there was even a towing bill. The issue was, one, there was never a miscommunication. My wife, if I didn't have the phone, my wife had the phone. There was never a call that couldn't be taken. But having said that, we have full coverage insurance on towing the bus. I would never, ever, like I told Phil or Hugh, that he could...
Would you show me the towing insurance on the bus?
Sure. This is
Now,
the
when he-
bill, my card, what it covers, and the full insurance.
Okay. When the plaintiff picked up the bus, were you there to turn it over to him?
No.
Who was?
The owner at the time.
Well, who communicated to Mr. Foster that you had towing insurance?
Me.
When?
I think from the very beginning.
No. On what date did you communicate to Mr. Foster that you had full insurance?
I would say maybe even actually when we first met. So my wife and I met with Hugh and significant other for dinner, and we discussed everything that was going to take place. Hugh going to pick up the bus for $1,500. I would be available for him at any time, no matter what he needed. Hence why the countersuit doesn't include any of the other bills.
Forget that. I just want to hear, sir, when and who told him that you had towing insurance. And if you had towing insurance, why don't you just submit this bill to your insurance?
Because we have to be there.
Yeah. Can I, my wife come up?
Sure, you can ask your wife. But if you have towing insurance, and if you had to tow the vehicle, and if you have a bill that you paid for towing, the insurance will cover that. Is not an answer.
I have
Bill-
an answer to that.
It
because
says how many miles. I don't know how many miles.
I have an answer to that because we discussed using his insurance for towing purposes. We made the phone calls to see if it was applicable, but it's too large a bus. It's a 37,000-pound vehicle. It's not covered by his standard AAA insurance policy.
And that's not true.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's-
It's not the question. The question
Yeah.
is, if what you're telling me, Mr. Feltus, is that you have insurance, submit this bill to your insurance carrier and let them know that you are required to pay this bill, and they will reimburse you, whatever your deductible is. And if they don't, then you don't have insurance for it.
Okay, so
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
you're technically correct, but
No,
they
no,
will
I'm not technically correct.
They won't pay the bill unless I drive the bus.
Oh, then you didn't have insurance.
We do have insurance.
No,
All we
no,
have to
sir.
do is go pick up the bus.
No.
You have to be there.
Yes.
Yes. AAA.